All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants, and this is your New York Giants Week 1 All-22 film review. I'm going to go through 30 plays, 17 offense, 13 defense, breaking down the New York Giants game, telling the story of the game. We go in chronological order. It's not offense then defense. It's literally just in the order of how the game went. And again, trying to tell the story of the game, what the things that went wrong, the things that went right. So we're going to get into all of it. This is my favorite video to do every single week because you do really get to figure out some stuff you were wrong about by watching on TV. Stuff that was confirmed, stuff you didn't even have takes on, you get to figure out whether the Giants win or lose. This is always my favorite video to do every single week. So let's get into it. Please make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And let's watch some film. Let's watch some film. All right, first play, we're going to start with a positive. Now, the Giants didn't run a lot of man coverage, but this was probably the best that they did on this. Right, so this is the Dexter Lawrence sack, and we'll get to the sack, part of this. But I just want to show this. Deontay Banks on Justin Jefferson, and there's going to be some negative in this matchup, obviously. And they doubled Justin Jefferson a lot. But this is good coverage. This is what can happen if he turns into a cornerback one. And Justin Jefferson's a tough matchup. I think we'll see a little bit better on what we can expect out of Banks going against a guy like Terry McLaurin, a wide receiver one, but not on Justin Jefferson's level. But we're patient, right? We don't lose our, we don't go crazy losing our leverage. You throw that right hand out there, bam, stay connected. We're here. We're here. This is what you want. And Dexter Lawrence gets a sack on the back end, gets to do his dance. All right, and just Dex was a beast all game up front. Right, it's like I going through the film was like, I got to stop watching Dexter Lawrence because he just wins every single matchup. And we're lined up on the nose. I mean, this is not even anything crazy. It's just that strength, size, and athleticism. Keep your feet churning. Make a swat at the football. Still able to break arms off of you. And pull him down for a sack. I mean, that's just freaking beautiful. All right, you put Burns over here. You set up the one-on-one. Five-man rush. You're in man coverage across the board. Sack. Next play. Giants on offense. And this is obviously going to be a lot of, negative on Daniel Jones because it was a really bad game. So this is a 3rd and 7, right? This is a 3rd and 7 after Andrew Phillips caused that fumble. So it looks like we have man coverage across the board, right? We got 2 deep safeties. That's what we're looking at. And this is the shot concept. If you watch Hard Knocks, this was the concept that Jaden Daniels put up. This is the same but different than one Caleb Williams put on the board. And this is a concept the Giants ran a lot last year, a lot. If you watch these film reviews last year, you know this play. And what you're going to have is, this route here, or, 5-yard hitch. You're going to have the slot, which in this case is Darius Slayton, run a fade. And then you're going to have Wan'Dale Robinson with a little juke choice route. And on the backside, you can have whatever you want. So versus man coverage, you want to throw the slot fade. This is the route that you want to throw. But it is a 2 deep safety look, right? It is usually you get it, you're throwing this versus single high. But if you get it versus man, which Brian Dable asked Jaden Daniels, this is the throw you want. But because they have these 2 deep safeties, we have to check on him, right? If he just bails out this way, then we can't make that throw. We're probably going to throw this to Wan'Dale Robinson, even though I think Wan'Dale Robinson needs to turn this and turn this into an in. But DJ just doesn't pull the trigger on it, right? And he's looking at it. He wants to pull the trigger. And he doesn't do it. He ends up scrambling and getting a first down. But they get a field goal on this drive. And this could be the difference between 7 points and 3. Like, it's there, right? This safety is not making this play. And this is when he is pumping, right? This is when he's thinking about throwing this. It's there. Throw it. Throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. And we don't. And hey, we end up scrambling and getting a first down. But what we don't get is a touchdown. And you get a field goal. I mean, you see he's looking at it, right? And that safety is not getting there. That safety is not getting there. And that's awesome that we took a big hit and got the first down, got that hit out of the way, but that's frustrating. All right, next play. This is the Adoree Jackson pass interference, third down. They're motioning. You see the man coverage on third down mostly in the Shane Bowen defense, and you see the cover 2 man with the 2 deep, that same coverage that the Vikings just ran. But you want to see how on third down this is a true double of Justin Jefferson, right? This isn't just giving some help over the top. I mean, this is, hey, I got outside leverage, you play inside leverage. We are not letting Justin Jefferson beat us, right? And you see that's where Darnold wants to go. All right, this is where he wants to go. It ain't there. But what it does allow you do is in this 2 deep man is that this safety's not actually playing this area, which is supposed to be. And it allows Addison to beat Adoree Jackson deep, right? And this safety's not in the best position in the world, Pinnock, to make this play. And even then, right, if Darnold had a little more time, this tight end has one down here too. But this is a BS pass interference call, but it is on Adoree, right? You've got outside leverage. Don't let that foot jab get you. You already got the outside leverage, right? Make him do more to win inside leverage, because he's already got it. He runs away, and guess what? Even though this is a bullshit pass interference call, they don't call that if you're in his hip the entire time. Most likely not. Giants run a game up front. Right? You got Chapman trying to engage the center and the guard. Kayvon looping around. And a BS pass interference call. Next play, this is the Aaron Jones touchdown. I mean, this is a good fit by everybody, right? For the edges who didn't do a great job setting the edge, this is a great edge set by Brian Burns. That's what you want. Explode, get into his chest, squeeze him down. Beautiful, right? That's exactly what you want. You got Flott fitting in here with the receiver. Nacho here. Okereke here. Like, this is exactly what you want. And now Pinnock has to fill in here, right? This is Pinnock's gap. McLeod, man, you're supposed to be a better run defender than this. And this is where McLeod's lack of just pure athleticism versus a guy like Aaron Jones kills him. I mean, Jones just beats him to the corner. It's as simple as that, right? But got to put that on the film breakdown, because that should be a run stop. Instead, it's 6 points for the Minnesota Vikings. All right, back on offense. This is something where I wasn't in love with the way Dable called this game. You see Ivan Pace make a play from the backside. Ivan Pace is a chance taker. And what you do against chance takers, especially smaller ones like Ivan Pace, is I think you run at them, right? You're not going to run them every play, but for the most part, they ran opposite Ivan Pace. And instead of making him get big or stack and shed or, springing a big run because he took a chance, what allows is the front side to do a good job, right? This is a good double between Thomas and Manhertz. Great job by Thomas. Bump that out there. Get to the second level. JMS and Runyon working to this linebacker. That's a solid job. Not the best block by Van Roten, but gives you something to cut off of. And Ivan Pace is good at this stuff, right? He's going to set up a Jermaine Elminor. Right? He's going to set him up like, look, I'm going backside. I'm going backside. So you can't you can't race out here to seal me off. And then that's where he gets quick, right? Up, bam. And there's where he's making a stop. Where if you just seal that off, right? We're cutting this up over Van Roten, and you get yourself a bigger run than this. Instead, you get 3 yards. You could have gotten, 6, 7 yards. Next play. This is a good job by Malik Neighbors. So you see that, this is a 3rd and 10. You see they have all these guys on the line, right? So it's like, let's shift against this look and see what they're in. So we shift. See how nobody chases? That means they're in a zone coverage, right? So they're not, on this 3rd and 10, they are not sending these 6 guys they have on the line of scrimmage. That means that some of these guys are backing out. They're bringing a pressure look, but some of these guys are going to back out. So now you know you have a zone coverage. And what the Giants are running is a dagger concept. You're going to see Slayton clear out, Neighbors on this dig route, and then the underneath route. This is a good job versus zone and a good pre-snap ID by Daniel Jones and Brian Dable setting it up. Because now we have a versus zone that don't run into this coverage right here, right? They like to drop into these two deep zones. Don't run into this middle linebacker. And they're in this Tampa 2. Just sit. Just sit, right? Because you know you have this route occupying the hook curl defender. So just sit. And that's what he does. Neighbors gets his first catch in the NFL, and it's a nice big gain. Right, this is a concept the Giants ran a lot on 3rd and 10. Good stuff. All right, next play. Here's where a play where I'm going back and saying who actually is this fault on, right? Then post game recap, I blamed it solely on Daniel Jones. Let's see. So we are shifting the back into the back end. Again, the Vikings, what they do is they put all these guys up here, and then they rotate back and they drop in coverage and confuse you, force you to read post snap. And again, this is a 3rd and 10. Right, so they put all these guys on the line. They send 4, right? They drop these guys back. They've dropped into a 4 deep shell with this player, But they're into a 3 deep shell with these 2, 2, 3, 4 players around the sticks. And so it is that same concept, just out of a different formation, where you got Slayton on the clear out, Neighbors on the dig. Right, you can maybe try and bang that into Neighbors, but that's risky. And then you have Wandale on this little choice route. Now, I do put this on Jones at the end of the day because we just saw that last play and where they had the underneath route. But this is where pressure from Greg Van Roten can affect this. That Wandale doesn't get off the line here super quick. And I get slow playing the route. But he's got a choice on this. He sits. And Jones misses him. And I at the end of the day, I think this is on Jones. But there's a chance that he thought that Wandale was going to keep this going. Right? That this wasn't a route where he's going to sit, that he was going to keep actually going. Which would have given you a better chance at a first down. Now, missing this puts you out of field goal range. You see they drop back. And the pressure from Greg Van Roten. I know that's a bad play by Van Roten, but he is going against Jonathan Gennard, who's the edge rusher. Not the best matchup in the world. And you're punting instead of kicking 3 points. All right, next play, back on defense. This is the play where Justin Jefferson beats Deonte Banks. And another man coverage look. Cover 1. I mean, Banks just bites on this little foot jab, head fake. Again, see, we are in man coverage across the board. Man on the back, man on the tight end, and then you have the safety in the underneath. And hey, I understand this is not great, but this is just Justin Jefferson. I know you want to funnel him inside, but just this little right there, right? Just that little changing of the track by Jefferson keeps Banks flat-footed, like he's going to have to run and cover a dig route. Leaves him flat-footed, and Jefferson just runs past him. Right? That's a huge play right there in the game. That's a huge play. Next play. Now we're at the end of this 99-yard drive. 4th down. And this is where a play call I don't like by Shane Bowen. And Shane Bowen is definitely not over-aggressive. He barely even blitz in this game. When the numbers come out, I wouldn't be surprised if he has the lowest blitz rate in the NFL after this game. But this is, to me, is a blitz, but I think it's a bad blitz because it doesn't protect yourself at all. So this is 4th down at the goal line. They're going to run a straight cover 0 blitz, right? So we have man coverage across the board. Man, man, man. We're sending everybody else who's not covering a route. Everyone who's not covering a route is in man coverage, and they are in empty, right? So there's no back to account for. I think I might be noticing something right. No, wrong. Sorry. Okay. And you can't leave Banks one-on-one with Justin Jefferson out here with no inside presence. Because I don't care how much confidence in the world you have in Banks, he's not stopping that. Right? And Banks plays this really well, right? He doesn't let this step right here work as leverage. He bursts on the ball. He plays it, gets his hand in there, and Jefferson's just better. Right? But let's look at this. And you're going to see it from another play from the Vikings. Do you know they're going to have to get the ball out quick? And if they're going to slide this protection towards this rusher right here, you know they're getting the ball out quick. This is something Wink Martindale would do, and these guys who run these cover zero blitzes all the time. Drop somebody back here, right? Whether it's Kayvon, whether it's a linebacker, whoever. Just drop them back here to not make this an easy window, right? You're not going to ask them to play great coverage. Just drop them back. Make that quarterback wait for a second and allow that rush to get there. And we just don't do that. Like there's no help there. And here's the other thing. If you're going to blitz, if you're going to run a cover zero blitz, you need everybody on the fucking line. Because not only are you running a cover zero blitz, the free rusher is not there. The free rusher should be there. So what should be happening, the Tyler Nubin is in man coverage on this tight end, right? He's attached to the line of scrimmage. Tyler Nubin should be right here. He should be right here. And that would force this tight end to make a decision. Right? You can have Burns jam him up, or you put Burns, you bump Elijah Chapman into this gap, you put Brian Burns right here, and then you put Tyler Nubin on the outside. Right? So it's an easier man coverage for him if the tight end leaves. Then you get Burns cleanly one-on-one. Instead, you run a zero blitz. There's no one pressuring the quarterback, and you have no help on the inside. I hate that, dude. That's 7 points right there. That's 7 points right there. Where if you just protected yourself, you have a big play. And it's even as aggressive as I call it is. It's not that aggressive because you don't have Nubin on the line of scrimmage. Here's a play that Brian Daboll got criticized for, which honestly, I don't think he should be criticized for. This is that 3rd and 2 quarterback run that didn't work. Who should be criticized on this? Theo Johnson and Greg Van Roten. This is QB pin and pull. And I even asked somebody about this because I hate being like these guys just flat out made a mistake. But they flat out made a mistake. All right, so I'm guessing that this shift right here confused Theo Johnson and Greg Van Roten. This is high school simple type of rules. It's simple. If you have someone on your inside presence, you block down. If you don't, you pull. This should be easy, 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 easy. What I think messed this up a little bit is that Theo, at this point where, sorry, I didn't clip enough, but this D lineman was right here. So Theo's got his eyes on Van Ginkel. Like, I need to close down Van Ginkel, and Elmenore's going to down block this. Roten's going to down block this player. JMS down blocks here, and we're not going to pull the tackle on it, but we're going to have John Runyon pull. Right, because somebody's got to go out there and pull. You're going to leave somebody on the backside unblocked. Right, you'll have Thomas come down here and reach this. But for some reason, the shift just throws them off. Theo Johnson needs to block down, and he doesn't. He doesn't because he's worried about what they saw pre-snap before that shift of blocking this player. But these are easy rules, man. These are easy rules. So now John Runyon, who's doing the right thing, is occupied with this player, even though he should be occupied with this player. Here's the other thing. Van Roten doesn't know what he's doing either. Van Roten is supposed to pull, and you see that by his step. Right? This is not supposed to be a combo block. He kind of thinks like, oh, I'm supposed to pull, but then he doesn't. Van Roten's supposed to pull on this. At the very worst, Theo Johnson's supposed to down block this, and because you have numbers, right? This could have been a nice big run. So I know people are mad at Brian Dable for this call. I disagree. I think that is totally on the guys up front. They need to be better on that. At some point, you got to execute simple shit. All right, next play. Defense, little cover six action. Dime with Dane Belton. He's going to get a pass breakup. They're going to cloud Justin Jefferson. I'll go through all those things. Get a pass breakup for Belton. So cover 6 is just half of the field is cover 2 covers. The other half is cover 4. It's basically cover 3 and just getting there in a different way. So 3 deep zone. So up here we have cover 2, which means we are clouding Justin Jefferson, right? We're getting on him in the line of scrimmage. And if he goes out here, we have the safety over the top. Down here we have cover 4, where you have deep fourth of the field, and then he has the deep half. And then you got Dane Belton out here. So Darnold, he's going to first look at Justin Jefferson. But guess what? It ain't there. So now Justin Jefferson's got to get to the next progression, which is read Dane Belton, right? And you see even Dane Belton getting aggressive. Like, we are not letting you get to Justin Jefferson on this play. So now we got to read Dane Belton. But here's the thing, is because Belton gets aggressive on this, and this is where you can get a guy like Darnold. He wants to get aggressive. He wants to hit Addison over the top. But Belton gets back on this, plays his coverage, and Darnold doesn't get this ball out on time. If he fires this with anticipation, like right now, you can get it, but he doesn't. He's late. He thinks that pump fake's going to work, and you get a Belton pass breakup. Now, if Belton plays it a little more aggressive, he might get an interception. But he gets his hands on the ball. Good stuff. Good call on defense. Good stuff. Next play, Giants back on offense. We have a 4 deep blitz. And so I'm not putting all of just the flat-out misses by Daniel Jones because I'm not going to break down inaccuracies. But I am going to show you a couple. And here's one. So here you see the Vikings actually do blitz. Even though they're not in a blitz-looking front, they actually blitz. They send 6. So they get in a 4 deep zone, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4 deep zone, you have 1 underneath. They blitz. Okay, sick. Throw the ball to Theo Johnson. That's easy enough. All right, throw the ball to Theo Johnson. And this is 2-minute warnings type of stuff too. So these plays matter. There's no coming back for these, and mistakes pile on each other. And we just miss. Right? Instead of putting this on Theo, him getting to, the 44 or, maybe getting yak and without anyone really behind him and a blocker, getting a bigger play. Instead, we just miss and we're stuck at the 35. I mean, this is a bad miss too. Right? We got the blitz. I don't care how bad this is in front of us. Hit this throw. Hit that throw. That's a difference. Here, let's go through another play on this 2-minute drive, right? The yards are, racking up of yards where we could have been in field goal range. They're going to stunt. This ain't going to end up being a sack. Again, see how, they're getting into a deep shell. Throw this ball to Wan'Dale Robinson. Step away from this pressure. Instead, we step into the stunt. We step into the stunt. You'll see it from this angle. And John Runyon gets credit for this sack. He should. We're going to talk about this on the offensive line report. Slide. Instead, we step up into this. That's 13 yards right there, right? So we just took 22 yards. And there was another play I didn't put in the film review where it's like there's 25 to 30 yards, in a 2-minute drill that you left on the field. That's not good. That's bad. All right, next play. Let's get on Kayvon, right? The strengths and weaknesses of this defense. It allows guys to make plays. Tells them not to play, you don't have to play your gap so soundly. So Kayvon goes inside. He doesn't play his gap. That's sick. Make the play. That is the rule. You can do this if you make the play. If you don't make the play, Next week of practice, we are saying set the edge. Don't ever do this again. You're not that guy. You need to make the play. Because if you just set the edge the way you're supposed to, right, get out here, well, now you're funneling the back up into all this. And hey, linebackers pursue well. It's only a 4-yard gain. Not the worst run in the world. But that can be a loss. Make the play. If you're going to let your edges play like that in the run game, they need to make the freaking play. Next play. 12-yard run. They shift the fullback, motion him, 12-yard run. And this is running from those light boxes. So what do we got going on here? Let's go through our gaps. Gap occupied. Gap occupied. Gap occupied. Gap occupied. So what are the open gaps right now? Here, here, and here. So either Darius Moasow needs to not play over into this gap so quickly and work himself over and read the running back, because the running back is just Jones is just playing him, right? He's just like, hey, let me suck this guy up right here. Pause. Or Mr. Safety Tyler Newman, who did do a great job in the run game, by the way. You need to be filling. You need to be getting heavy, getting downhill to fill this. Instead, you play from this light box. You got Moasow in his his debut. Bad play. Now, again, we're going to see the consequences of the way that this defense lets their edge rushers go after and get it. Let's watch Brian Burns on this long run. I'm in shock at this. What the fuck is this? Seriously, what is this? And this is on Bowen too, right? Because if you're gonna let your edge rusher get upfield and chase sacks, which is what he's doing, trying to get a sack off play action, get an easy sack on a tight end, then you need this gap accounted for. You need this tight end to stay clear as cut. You need to play this gap, and you need to play it strong because we're letting our edge rushers play free. Or you're telling, hey, linebacker, you got to stay back. You got to stay back on this. You got to play free. Instead, you have Nacho jumping into this gap. Like, they didn't do a good job. Did the Vikings do a good job on this? I mean, Ham does a good job on Okereke here. Like, somebody or two people screwed up bad. You can't let your D lineman play like that. And then Odori Jackson misses a tackle, but that's the least of my worries. We talk about everyone. Oh, we just got to do your job, do your role. This is not that. I mean, are you giving Nacho a free rush? Are you giving like free reign to do whatever they want? Because that's pitiful, dude. That's bad football. That's ugly defensive football. I don't know who you put that on, but that's ugly defensive football. All right, next. We're going to have another touchdown for the Minnesota Vikings. Yay. So they got Justin Jefferson in the backfield. They motion him. You get man coverage. They're going to run a post. They're going to have Jefferson in the flats where you're going to see the attention, and then you're going to have the wheel from the slot. This is the concept the Giants like a lot, even though they didn't run it this game. So you see that this little pump right here, this little shoulder fake from Darnold gets Cordell Flott. And you just got someone wide open. I mean, it's as simple as that. Also, Newman taking a little bit of a chance here. Sheesh. Somebody messed up here. Somebody messed up here. You messed up more than this. He's going to get the blame, right? Not a lot of people are going to watch this film review compared to people that are Giants fans. He's going to get the blame, and he should. Somebody screwed this up way worse. But it's just Flott getting over-aggressive. Trying to stop Justin Jefferson. And you give up 6. DJ Davidson gets a nice hit on the quarterback. Doesn't matter. Jalen Naylor. Did you know that name before the game? Touchdown. All right, next play. Back on offense. Giants are in pony, which is 2 running backs in the backfield out of gun. We're going to motion into that concept we talked about on the first play. Shock, right? Slot fade, hitch, juke route right here. We get it versus zone. We get it versus this mugged up, you know, they're not mugged up, but these, like, we know they're throwing something at us. So we motion out, so we know they are in zone coverage. Right? So, and this really, you're really almost never throwing this. And on the backside, you just have an alert. You know, this is not where the throw's going. So here's my issue. It's not, hey, DJ, why didn't you throw here? Or why didn't you throw here? Instead, we didn't throw anywhere. It's just hesitation, man. It's not trusting what he's seeing. So we could come on this and have a little 7-yard completion and being like, DJ, the whole shot's there. Take the whole shot, right? That's become a buzzword with Daniel Jones over the last couple of years. Throw the whole shot. And hey, I think you can make that throw. It's not an easy throw, but Daniel Jones can make that throw to Darius Slayton. He can. It's a tough throw. It's not an easy throw. But what you can do, which there's no doubt, throw this, right? These are basically the only 2 guys you're throwing on this unless you get man coverage on this with the safety clearly over the top. Like these are basically the only 2. Why aren't we throwing this? Why are we hesitant on this? Why are we getting off of this, looking at the hitch, and then we throw a ball in the dirt at Devin Singletary and he ends up dropping it? Why are we this skittish? I mean, that's where you worry, like, is it broken? Like, is it just completely broken since some of these injuries and dealing with offensive line issues? Like, is it completely broken? Next play, we're going to run that dagger concept again. This play's nuts. So they motion Neighbors out. You get a man coverage look, and that's what it is, man coverage. So for man, you want to throw the dig on this. But the Vikings actually, this is a great play by the Vikings where they have Murphy trailing this and then drop off, right? And then you have the safeties over the top taking the clear out, you know, making sure Jones doesn't throw the alert on that. So you have him trail off. This should be an interception, right? And the Vikings are, you know, doing film breakdowns. We're like, look at this. Because you get Gilmore and trail coverage, right? I mean, he's here, right? So this should be an interception even if Byron Murphy doesn't fall off with this, right? Because this is where the ball's like probably supposed to be. And I don't care what if you want to credit Jones for this or say it's a bat, like he kind of got lucky a little bit. But this is the power of a Malik Neighbors, right? That even if you're wrong, he can make you right sometimes. Because this catches, you're going to see it from the other angle. This is nasty, right? Like like I'm sorry. After watching the rest of this game, I'm not going to sit here and say Jones he put perfect placement. He knew what he was doing. I think he predetermined that he had the dig versus man coverage and he was throwing it. Like, call me a hater, what you want. That's what I think. Or it's just the greatest placement ever against this coverage. Like, the perfect placement. But Neighbors, dude, go up, get it, behind you. That's a beautiful ball. That's a beautiful ball if it's, you know, thrown right, and that's a awesome catch, right? That's what the guys like Malik Neighbors do. They make you question, was he wrong? But it doesn't matter because you get a big gain out of it. Next play on offense. That's surge motion, wide zone. And this is a worry with JMS. I talked about it a little bit on the offensive line report. But this is reason why it's like, can the Giants run a lot of zone? So you put Bellinger in motion. He's going to come out here and help with Theo, trying to widen this gap. All right, so the tight ends are doing their job. Ella Minor and Greg Van Roten, they do their job. Runyon and Thomas, they do their job. Here's the issue. JMS, we got to cross face. Man, we got to be able to cross face and then drive through that block and give our running back a clear lane. Give our running back a clear lane, right? Give him a clear lane. It's like, hey, I'm going to cut up off you. But what we can't get is just give them push and allow this D lineman to just control you to wherever he wants to go. And then from the Tyrone Tracy standpoint, this is where you have some worries of him coming out of Purdue because he's new to the position. Sometimes you just got to accept that it's not going to be a great run and get the yards that you can. Instead of just getting in here, getting in this pile, you know, getting upfield, we hesitate. We want to make a bigger play out of this, and you allow this backside pursuit to make a play. So not the worst block in the world by JMS, but it's something that continuously shows up, so I wanted to put it on, and maybe, hopefully we're not telling that story the rest of the year on these film reviews. And then for Tracy, that's my worry with Tracy. It's like when it's muddied up, that's where he struggles a little bit. All right, next play, we're back on offense. This is the free rusher play. All right, we get free rusher off the hit. What the hell? Why are they letting guys go unblocked? And we're going to talk about it. The quarterback, and we'll break it down, is responsible for him. The Giants are running a full slide. He's responsible for him. DJ needs to either throw the hot, which is this, what I believe is this. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that it is this. Throw this, or throw it in the dirt. Airmail it. Throw it away. What you can't do is take the sack. And hey, he does a good job breaking this first one, but he ends up getting sacked. This is supposed to be the throw. I'm very confident that this is the hot on this. And if it's not, you should have dirted this ball. And we'll talk about it from the other angle. So let's talk about it let's see the other angle. The Vikings have 6 guys down. Giants have 5 guys blocking, empty protection. So what the Giants are going to do is they're going to run a full slide. So they're going to have everybody, because you can't block 6. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a full slide. Everyone going to the right. So we're blocking here, 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 and here. And you may say, damn it, we slid the wrong way. Because guess what? This player drops back. Ah, shit, we slid the wrong way. And maybe you could change this protection because you do have this player over the receiver that you want to slide this left anyways. But here's the thing. Usually the hot is opposite of the slide, right? Because that's where the free rusher is. And the Vikings, again, it's unless you're in the room, you can't say 100%, but I'm fairly confident after watching a lot of Wink Martindale blitzes and stuff and talking to some of those players and what they're thinking and doing, is that whichever way the Giants were sliding, that's which way that a player would drop back and the opposite would rush. So if the Giants made this a full slide to the left, I'm very confident that Van Ginkel's rushing and 91's dropping back. I'm confident in that. So it's not just they didn't get lucky, and it makes sense for the hot to be away from the slide, because you see they have, right, if they're gonna blitz, you have man, they're all off, right? So you can have the hitch be it, but Wandale's the closest to the line, so that if they do drop back and he's running it in, it's not going to be there. Which just so even if Van Ginkel doesn't drop back and Wandale can sit on this, but you have this linebacker coming out here, right? You gotta, with this Viking defense, you have to expect that somebody in the middle is dropping back too. So that's on Daniel Jones. That is 100% on Daniel Jones. I don't know, like I said, there's some uncertainty on exactly what happened, but what I am certain is that is 100% on Daniel Jones. All right, here's the pick 6. This is not on Daniel Jones. So this frustrated me. The whole world knew when they were in this Trips bunch, and then you saw Wandale Robinson motion into this, right? And you have 3 for 3, right? The block numbers, that the Giants were throwing a screen. And you could say, oh, well, Daniel Jones has got all. No, that is the play call, right? Ideally, that is the front that you want to look at, to run that against. That is the play call. But Van Ginkel sees when they motion Wandale in, he knows that it's going to be a screen. He knows. And he said it. He said it after the game. He's like, I saw them shift into the set that they were in, and we knew what it was going to be, and Jones threw it right to me. And everyone took that quote and be like, oh my God, Jones telegraphed this. This is a catch and throw play. This is literally the quickest interception in the NFL over the last 2 years. You can't blame Jones on this. So what you can blame is the play call. It's just telegraph. Like if you want to run this, maybe you don't shift Wandale. And here's the other part of it, is Jermaine Elmanore's got a cut. Right? And maybe that doesn't make a difference because we'll see how wide Van Ginkel's alignment is, but you have to cut on this. And you get a pick 6. You have to cut on him because you got to keep his hands down. Right? So you got to get aggressive out there and go out and try and roll through his legs to have him protect his lower body and not have him get his hands up. But still, even then, Van Ginkel may make that play because he knows what's coming. So he stays wide, right? He doesn't attack the shoulder of Elmore. He stays wide, catches it, pick six. And we're going to go another play where Thomas cuts and say maybe Elmanor can do that. But I think Elmanor should have cut regardless if it would have worked or not. All right, next play. This next play, what you're going to see is me, because I'm here to talk to you about DraftKings. TD, Tutty, take it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 instantly get $250 in bonus bets plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. So you could be a film expert yourself. Now, that's something we can all friggin' celebrate. Film review sponsored this year. Support. Thank you. I love you. That's $250 in bonus bets instantly and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. Stay in on the action and use $250 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code WORLD and bet just $5 on any wager and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code WORLD only on DraftKings Sportsbook. We'll be glad you did. All right, the next play, the actual next play, thank you, DraftKings, is the Darius Moisaau interception. And this is a coverage, again, we didn't show a lot of it, but this is a coverage that the Giants ran a lot because the Giants were in two high coverages basically the entire game. In fact, they ran a little more stacked boxes at the end. But I have 29 plays in two high and then 15 plays in single high. And again, like 7 of those were in like the last 2 drives of the game when they're just running the ball. But they get in too high and they run cover 3, which was the coverage they ran the most. They ran that 9 times. The second most was cover 1 with 5 and then cover 6 with 5. Where they start in too high, they're going to rotate someone down into this hook curl zone, and then this safety rotates to the middle of the field. We're in a 3 deep zone, right? 1, 2, 3, and then we have our underneath defenders. Right, so a good rotation. Darnold's in play action. And this is 1st and 10, and this is like part of the issue with Darnold. You're up by so much. It is 1st down and 10. Throw this. But Darnold wants the big play. He sees Jefferson's run the out and up, and they're looking for the big play, and maybe it's there. But he gets hit by Dexter Lawrence, and it ends up getting popped up into an interception. But at the same time, with Banks, I get we want to be aggressive, but by biting completely on this out early, you set yourself up to get beat. And again, I think Banks does a good job recovering. Maybe an asshole ref would call that, defensive holding. So maybe it's good, and I'm nitpicking. But just throw it out, right? And that's the things you run into when you face a quarterback like Sam Darnold. And you get an interception. We'll see it from the other end. I mean, Dex is just a beast. I mean, just look at how he just manhandles this center, right? Garrett Bradbury, former 1st-round pick, just got paid. We're gonna shock him. Bam! Pop his pads up. Pull him down. Keep our feet driving. Get that hand on the arm popped up. Moisaau right here. What a play. What a play, kid. Interception in your first game. I freaking love it. Let's go, Darius Moisaau. Good stuff. All right, on offense. First thing, to go back to that pick 6 a little bit. See how wide this rusher is? Watch Andrew Thomas. See that cut block? Just gets his hands down. Now, this is... So we looked at some other Daniel Jones stuff. Like, is it miscommunication? Is it a bad read? Is it just inaccuracy, right? Did they bait you in? This is the stuff that really, really worries me. So you're running these hitches and speed outs, right? It's a mirrored concept. We're running the same thing on both sides. And the read probably is, make sure you got the off coverage. Let's throw it to the boundary. The shorter throw. This is 1st and 10 down the goal line. Give yourself a better chance at converting. Getting in the end zone. Why aren't we throwing this? That is Darius Slayton. We are comfortable with him. Why aren't we throwing this? There is no reason. There is no reason besides hesitation and fear of guys squatting and picking you off. There is no justifiable reason why on 1st and 10 we're not throwing this. There's none. None whatsoever. This is a short throw. And we just don't throw it. We scramble. We throw the ball away. Our left tackle's got his hands in the air. Like, what the hell, dude? What's going? Like, this ball's supposed to be out. What are you running away? What are you scrambling from? This ball is supposed to be out. And now you got 2nd and 10, and then now 2 plays later we have 4th and 8 now because we didn't gain yards. Now we got 4th and 8. We're gonna throw an interception, and they're mugged up in this look, and they're gonna back out into cover 2, Tampa 2, and we're gonna get intercepted because we got to make a bang throw. And honestly, this may be the right decision. It's an inaccurate pass. Part of me thinks this is a hard spot to throw in, right? Because Slayton's going to get banged no matter what if you put this ball on him, even if he catches it. Part of me says with this type of clean pocket that maybe you get to the backside where you have 2 receivers working in conflict, and maybe you pump, jump to the left side, and you could throw it. Like, again, that's Monday morning quarterback. I'm not going to say that, but you're going to see from the back end that this is just an inaccurate throw. I mean, this is a good route by Slayton. And it's just behind him. Right? Again, even if he puts this accurately, like right here, Slayton's taking a hit, but maybe you take a hit and you're jumping up and celebrating and saying get big or whatever. But instead, we throw a ball behind him and it's an interception. And here's a play I have an issue with Belton on this. This is end of the game, 3rd and 4. You got to protect the sticks. The Giants are in cover 2 man, which is like, for 1 week, they're go-to 3rd down coverage. So we got man coverage across the board, right? Man, and then the 2 deep safeties. Belton's manned on the running back. What are we being hesitant for? Right? That is something I noticed with this defense, man, is it just doesn't protect the flats. They got so many easy throws out here. I mean, you see the running back do this? Go. What are you waiting for? I know you're worried about, someone breaking in or whatever, but because you don't have that inside help because it's a 2 deep look instead of having the robber under here. But you don't even make it hard for Ty Chandler. I mean, that's as easy as a play as you could get for Sam Darnold. Go. Why are you not protecting the sticks? That's frustrating. All right. Again, we're going to do another JMS play in this wide zone. Bellinger does a good job on this, right? Andrew Thomas and John Runyon do a really good job. Right? John Runyon is looking. Greg Van Roten does a good job. El Minor does a good job. JMS does not. Right? This D lineman's controlling him. Right? We need to either cross face, get our helmet here and drive up the field. Right? Work the drive up the field and give a nice lane for your back. Or if this D lineman is just flowing like crazy, you get in his hip right around here and you push. And then you give your back a clear lane to run up here. Instead, you're letting this D lineman just control you. He's just controlling you, which gives your back really no option. Right? Because he's not going to run into the mess here. So you want to cut off of it, but now the D lineman's here. Singletary does a good job setting this up and getting the most out of this play. Right? Like, all right, let me set this D lineman up. Let me get him to jump backside, and then I'll go front side. Like this is a good 3 yards from Devin Singletary, but that's a worry I have with JMS. And then last play, 4th and 7. This shit drives me nuts because we force a throw to Wan'Dale Robinson. It is man coverage, and we throw it to the guy who's covered, the most covered on this. Right? So they're not, it's a basic look, and they are just manned up across the board. You see that it is man coverage with 2 deep safeties all across the board. It is 4th and 7. Why are we throwing it to the 5'8" wide receiver who's being pressed up? Why? Why is that the decision? And I'm going to show you the other options because they're doubling Malik Neighbors, so we're not going to Malik Neighbors. Let's look here. Theo Johnson, right? You have time. We're not being rushed. Right? Don't throw this. This is not a winner. This is not a winner unless Wan'Dale Robinson makes the most spectacular play you've ever seen a 5'8" slot wide receiver make. He's not winning that. It's not past the sticks. You know, the sticks are the 1 yard line. He's not making that play. If he does, it's incredible. What you can do is, hey, look, my tight end, who's 6'6", athletic, he ran a great route, right? He set this safety up. He ran a great route. We say, oh, but Bobby, you got Harrison Smith. He may crash down on this. He may. And you let Harrison Smith make the decision that, are we going to throw to this? Or are we going to throw to this? Instead, we predetermine and we take 7 points. Like, come on, man. Come on. We predetermine where we're going because we have a man coverage look. And that's the guy that you trust to separate the most quickly. I understand it. I understand that being your first look. But it's not there. You have time. You're not being rushed. I don't care if Van Roten's getting a little pressure. It's 4th down. Move in the pocket. Theo's open, right? And again, Harrison Smith is playing at this, so it looks like Theo Johnson's open. So you say, well, Bob, if he looked at Theo, Harrison Smith closes down on that. That's sick. And then you have Darius Slayton running wide open across the back end because he won in man coverage, and you got 7 points. You at least stuff some stats. Instead, you throw it to a 5'8" slot wide receiver. Frustrating. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was long. I know this is the video that does the worst amount of views, but I appreciate you guys if you like this. If you watch to the end, let me know. Please comment. Say, hey, I'm a watch to the end type of guy, Bobby. Appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. Let's go Big Blue.